So as you all know, YouTube just dropped a new update. And again, literally screwing creators over and over, like they've always been doing. So they just doubled the requirement to get monetized. And by this morning, half of YouTube had already decided, oh, YouTube is over, like IT automation is like dead, etc., etc. But the thing is, I don't think it's like finished, but something did change. And the people telling you that to relax, that there's no problem with it, they're lying. And I'm going to cover it in this video. A lot of things changed. And not just that, you need to be aware of how you can adapt, because many more people have started YouTube automation like ever before. And obviously, I don't blame them. There's money in it. So I don't blame them at all. You can just post videos and make money, etc., etc. So, but I am going to be covering something that you probably missed, like they literally implemented a policy that can even affect people that are already monetized. Like they could switch off your money even if you're already monetized, right? So if you're monetized and you think, oh, this doesn't apply to you, et cetera, or if you think the deadline is just first of February and this doesn't apply to you, I think you might be wrong, and you're going to understand when I go through this video. Now, before we do go ahead and get into it, if you're wondering, let's say you've never seen my content before, essentially, we run a portfolio of faceless channels ourselves. Not to brag or anything, but this channel that you're looking at right here would monetize only recently. I forgot to the last 7 days because it's late 2K the last 7 days. So in the last 90 days, a bunch of old content on it. But we just get this channel monetized. And I'm just thinking we made 3K in the last 90 days. So I can show you a lot more channels like this one that you're looking at. I did 17K. I have so many more like this, but at this point, I know you're sick of seeing the graphs. I'm not going to sit here and brag, but what I'm saying is we actually do this for a living. So if you do watching the video, you're going to learn how to make the most advantage of this opportunity. I still think it's an opportunity, although it's kind of a double-edged sword, but let's get into the video. And actually, before we do go ahead and get into the video, I do want to say that we help other creators do the exact same thing. So there's a bunch of testimonials right here. There's a bunch on their website as well that you can go check out. We have as many testimonials as the girl. We got Ben here. Only seen his first $40 monetized. It's not the craziest, but at least out making money outlying, which is all that matters, right? Got many more. I did a lot more. But if you want us to come in and do this for you, you can go ahead and apply at hostchannels.com. Then it's going to be in the description. But other than that, let's get into the video. So now you need 8,000 watch hours, and you used to only need 4. And if you're doing shorts, you needed 10 million views in the last 90 days. Now you need 20 million views in the last 20 days, right? So if you have 2,000 watch hours right now and you're waiting for the new year to get serious, you're burning your only window, right? And you need to go all in right now. You cannot wait until next year because it's on the 1st of February that this kicks off. So if you wait, if you procrastinate, if you don't want to start a channel right now, literally know that you're going to be needing to do twice their effort, right? And obviously, as a beginner, that makes a big difference. But if you already know what you're doing with YouTube automation, it really doesn't. But I know there's a lot of beginners watching this video. So obviously, you need to panic and start doing some inputs right now, right? So I'm going to show you the most effective way to do this. But first of all, let me inform you on everything that's happened over the past few days, right? So it's still 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, of course, YouTube's not going to change this because they know anyone can easily get 1,000 subscribers. Even some people are paying for subscribers and they can easily get 1,000 subscribers. What actually matters is getting 4,000 engaged public watch time, which that just doubled, which is crazy. This is a side thing that I wanted to add, but essentially, we were already complaining about how YouTube keeps all the revenue that you make before you hit those 4,000 hours of watch time. But now they just double the amount of money they keep from every creator on earth. I think that when you really think about it, this is just a cash grab, right? Because YouTube on the videos you're posting, even if you're not monetized, YouTube shows ads in your videos, and obviously they keep the revenue from that. And now they just doubled how long it would take you, and they keep more money from you. So just YouTube robbing everyone blind. But that's fine. So anyway, if you're in the partner program, this really doesn't touch you. YouTube is not asking you for like 8,000 hours to stay monetized. These are just entry requirements. The thing is, this is the date right here, February 1st. this is when these policies obviously gonna kick in. So it's emergency. Now, shooting shots, you have some bad news because now you actually you needed to have 10 million Ds. That would be like 90 days to keep balanced. So, which is a problem because if you drop to Gs, etc., you have a risk of them literally demonetizing you. So to stay afloat, you kind of need to be making this many Vs if you are doing shots, which is why I don't really do shots. If you're doing shots right now, I don't recommend you do. You can, but there's just no reason. You can blow up faster with long form. There's better niches out there, but for long form, you to long form pays even more. For you to long form, you'll have to do with the dedicated video. So if you are doing shots and you've done shots for a considerable length of time, you understand what I mean with the dedicated video. It's literally YouTube limiting because everyone can do shots. So YouTube has artificial gel literally to limit you and kind of get you to grind a bit more, grind. But for YouTube long form, as long as you're not in the zero video and you're making really good video ideas and you're entering the right niches, which I'm going to show you in this video, it's pretty easy to like get monetized and like stay monetized and stuff like that. All right. So, but anyway, silver lining, premium light. Creators can actually earn money from a subscriber stamp from, standard Apple Watches. But who really gives a shit? Everyone knows that the real money is only on YouTube AdSense. The reason they're adding all these creatures so you feel like they really care about you, but they don't really care about you. If they care about you, there wouldn't be terminating channels and mass. Right? So YouTube doesn't really care about you. But let's go ahead and get into how you can actually use this policy and apply it in your favor, right? So you can actually make use of it. But before we can get into that, we need to be able to talk about the past update that they also made. If you remember the July 15th update, right? So July 15th, they renamed this policy from repetitious content to authentic content, right? So a lot of people thought there are a lot of niches like were getting flagged because of, the content and all this stuff. They didn't really add anything else. They just like remained the policy, something they've already always been enforcing. That being said, though, channels that were just like template channels, like if you were to say something like Millionaire Rabbi, for example, I've talked about this on the channel before. So channels like this, where it's like mass produced and there's no creative input on any of them. Channels like this got mass like monetized, marketing, YouTube and stuff like that. So as long as you're not making generic videos like this, which, why would you do that when there's a bunch of better niches you can do, which I'm going to get into, you're going to be safe. So the myth was that, YouTube banned AI content, etc. But essentially what YouTube really banned is like, zero effort, zero effort automation, which lazy people do a lot. But I'm going to show you how to use AI and actually combine it with YouTube automation to start today. So the target is mass release templates with no human made a decision anywhere in the process, like generic stuff. Even our shorts got affected as well. Another thing that also banned is like manipulative, like shock formulas. So on shorts, if you were making videos targeted to the younger demographics, you start seeing people making videos like, oh, like this video if you love your mother. And they'll actually play it into videos. And obviously it's manipulative, it's manipulating. So the seller banning those as well. And then you have AI personas on sensitive topics. You've probably seen this guy before. That's a Jack. So we've run channels like this before. It's high risk, but the RPMs are incredibly high. So you've probably seen channels like this where it's like, this guy is not real. This is actually an AI avatar. And it's just like talking about related news. These are very sensitive topics. This is like politics and stuff like that. So obviously that banning this as well. But it pays a lot. It's like high risk, high reward. But this channel doesn't really have that long of a half-life. It could get terminated anytime. So they absolutely don't like AI personas on like sensitive topics. So you want to make sure that whatever you're doing, don't fall into this. YouTube is not a lazy, kind of side hustle, etc. If you position yourself in the right way, you can get paid. But if you want to kind of do it lazily and just pretty slub, you're not going to make it money. So I hope you guys know about this. So I kind of want you guys to stop avoiding any niche that's like, that feels like get rich quick. Any niche like you don't have to invest anything. If it feels too easy, I'm telling you that if it feels too easy, it's probably not going to work for you. The reason is that everyone is doing it. You're not going to be setting yourself apart. So you want to set yourself apart from niches like that. That is very important. So another example that was given, these are like AI slop content that people were making, like this is slop. So you don't want to do anything like that. Obviously also banned, like I said earlier, AI doctors, AI financial advisors, like these AI avatars have talked about this in previous videos. But the problem is that if you believe this myth and that resulted in you not starting YouTube automation because you believe you don't have a chance, you've already wasted a year, right? Because you were not brave, you didn't make the brave choice, you've wasted a year. And now the game is about to be harder, even harder for you. Now, again, if you know how YouTube works, I don't believe that this will actually become harder. You just mean to do what you've always done. And you just wait a little bit more. You say that I get the same results. But essentially, you have to move now. And I want to show you how to actually start so you don't waste the next few months. I'm going to show you how we start our own channels over at hairstyle channels if we wanted to essentially start a new channel, and how we find a niche, how we make the video ideas. Because a lot of people think it's the video quality that makes a niche go viral, but obviously it's not, because there's no quality in this video. Like, let's play the video and you see it's literally the same like person, the same face of whole video. So if it was about video quality, this video wouldn't be going viral, right? So obviously not. So the math of 4,000 miles. So that's going to, you could actually do it. So by far the best thing you could do if you want to essentially, get monetized quicker is never going to niche shorter videos less than 8 minutes long. We want to always go for longer videos, obviously, because you not only keep people on the platform longer, but you make more money from it, right? And obviously, if you keep people on the platform longer, YouTube loves that because YouTube allows people to consume stuff, so that they can show them ads, etc., etc. So, obviously, the longer videos there are, you can put more ads in the videos. So what we actually do is we can put ads on videos like every minute. So because this video is over 8 minutes long, we can put ad slots every single minute of these videos, right? So for example, this niche that we're doing, these videos are like editing and slong, 25, 33, 42, 20. So for these videos, we are just cramming ads, or cramming so many ads in the actual videos, which is why we can have, let me redo that. So for this video, we're just cramming like so many ads in the videos, which is why like to make 700 USD from 600 KPIs, probably great as RPM, but like it drastically increases how much we make from the videos. Now, for example, this particular video on its own min 5K, got 2.2 million views, 5.6K. So pretty good, not bad at all. So yeah, you always want to make sure that you're doing longer videos. So you can do long entertainment videos, AI news, AI avatars, true crime, finance, days the most. But it's very sensitive, right? Because if you do it the wrong way, you could get demonetized. So you want to make sure you know what you're talking about in your finance videos, make sure you do your research properly. Otherwise, it's just spreading like fake news. Like for example, this channel right here is a good example that make pretty good videos, right? She actually researches his videos. That's why it's going viral. He's actually providing value. If you watch any of this guy's videos, you see he's actually genuinely giving good tips, which is why he's retaining people and making a lot of money. He also has a private community where he drives traffic from here to here, which essentially makes him earn a lot more money. And again, if you want us to come in, and essentially what we do at hairstylechannels.com, so it's hairstylechannels.com, is we're going to give you a channel that YouTube already trusts, because I've talked a lot about, your channel that you're posting on limiting you, and you think your channel is fine, but YouTube doesn't actually trust it. So we'll even give you the channel that's already getting impressions, right? And we're going to go ahead and choose the niche for you. So all the places that you would make mistakes because you don't have the experience are the places that we're going to go ahead and cool message. Are the place that we're going to go ahead and fix for you. So we're going to choose a niche for you. We're going to make your first idea video ideas, your first idea video ideas. We're going to give it to you, and we're going to help you hire a team to so that you can actually make the videos. The only thing that you would be doing is coming in and essentially, handling the thumbnails using AI to make the thumbnails. We'll also teach you that, and also understanding why the video ideas are working. Very important. So if that interests you, here with the hairstylechannels.com. If not, continue watching. So we got the 0 views here. So this is probably a stage that you're gonna face if you obviously start posting long form, and I do suggest the plus long form. So 90% the time that you're getting 0 views, you're probably not shallow bad. A lot of people make bigger shallow bomb, etc., etc. But most of the time, you're not. If you don't have an account problem, which I've talked about how you can determine if you do or not in the last video, where essentially it's like, go watch the last video. I talked about how you can know if your channel is like limiting your views or not. But if that's not the case, I showed like a simple test where you can find out if it is or not. But if that's not the case, it's probably the topic that you make the best. So the biggest mistake a lot of people are making, let me tell you right now, I guarantee you, to you yourself watching this video right now, is making this mistake. And that mistake is taking your video ideas from Claude AI. If you take video ideas from here and you simply just, you just go ahead and make those videos, you are going to struggle. The reason you're going to struggle is because like hundreds of people, of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are doing the same thing. They're getting ideas from Claude, right? And they're not actually doing research in the market. They're not trying to use outliers. They're not trying to see what ideas actually work in the market. They're not trying to look into their niche and, not to just straight up copy, but having an idea of what people are even watching in the first place. They're not doing that. They're not looking at outliers in the market, because the thing is, Claude doesn't have YouTube data. Claude doesn't have YouTube data, right? So you might think it gives you the best idea, but when you do it on YouTube, it's not really built up a thought, Not just that, a lot of people are getting similar ideas like you, from Claude AI, which just makes everything go into the same kind of slop category. And for this reason, YouTubers, you're just like not gonna push your video. And I'm not like speaking out of my ass here. I've like helped tons of students do this. Everything that you do, of course, they're making this mistake. So if you can just fix this one mistake right now, it will literally push reduce the amount of time that you would take to get on the English fast way. So let me show you an example of what I'm talking about on it. So essentially what's happening is, let's say you're using Claude to get these ideas. That's when you have things like this, right? Where you have channels that are making videos like this, and it's just like not really performing. And let me show you another example. If you come here. So when this niche was blowing up, I'm sure you've seen this niche, like this stickman niche, blah, 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 blah. When this niche was blowing up, a bunch of competitors obviously went into Claude. And the thing is, YouTube automation guys and YouTube automation gurus fell dead love Claude. Everyone pushes Claude. It's like some kind of propaganda. Every single person but pushes Claude down your throat and like, oh, Claude plus this made me this much money. And for that reason, everyone and their mom are using Claude AI. And obviously, even I got this like video idea from Claude. Obviously, I didn't go it. But recently, if you were starting, you'd be like, ooh, okay, Claude gives you this idea. Ancient humans fell in love. How did the ancient humans fall in love? Blah, blah, blah. You said this is a really strong idea. And then because Claude doesn't have data on YouTube, you would make an idea only to find out that other people have already made the idea. This is a copycat out here. This guy's already, the idea has already been made here. Because you're not looking at outliers or testing your own ideas, you're doing it again here. Obviously, it's going to fail. This is another slop channel that tried to do the same thing. This is another slop channel. And obviously, if you're not taking advantage of like YouTube data and you try to do it, then you start to understand, oh shit, my videos are like stuck now. Like my videos have been coagulated with all these slop videos. So why would, nothing makes you special here. Young Samba, if you just have not a video here, YouTube doesn't think you're special, which is why your videos will never get posted. If this was your video, and this is a competitor video that did the exact same thing he did, why would YouTube push this video? Like the whole demand has been satisfied here. So that's the thing with like using Claude. Even if I'm not saying to stop using Claude, I'm just saying to verify the ideas that you get from Claude with YouTube data. We have our ways to do this, but one way that you can do is just to search it up and see if the angle will actually work. Again, with the idea is just the single most important thing. That's coming to 10. And if you go viral or more, like if you have the best video idea, you can actually go viral in like the first week. I'm saying this, I know it's cocky, but it's gone there over and over. If you're thinking it's the niche, if you're thinking it's value a niche, but I promise you, it's the video idea. Like start looking a lot more into these video ideas. It's not just about producing slop. Actually make video ideas that like your audience wants to see. And this is why we have to take this off of you when we're helping you or coaching you, because beginners don't know ideas actually work on YouTube. We have to use data. And again, changing the title, doesn't save you. It depends. Dom him the is the content, like what you actually, did you execute the video idea? Doesn't matter if you change the packaging if the video itself is about something else. So that's not a way to fix it either. So what you want to do, how else you can actually do it, and how to find divine that like avoid this wall of shame. I'm just going to call it wall of shame. Wall of shame. So a way to do that is stop copying a channel's most popular videos like from months ago. Again, stop using Claude either with like, stop blindly using Claude. What you want to do instead is to find recent outliers. that are getting more videos, like getting more views than the average, I make sure that the channels or niches here, obviously the niche is important, yeah, which is the niches you're entering are, they're not getting saturated. They're kind of like untapped in a way. The reason for this is this way you have less people trying to execute the exact strategy that you're already doing. But you want to go ahead and find the recent videos that's popping up. For example, this channel right here, posted one video there, got 4x outlier. An outlier is if you did that, the fund a lot more than the average views, average videos. Again, if we see some give views one day ago, obviously that's really good. You can also see here, this is what outlier stuff are. So you can see this video, 3.8x, this outlier here, as such as 17.4x. The sectors are bidden and brand everyone loves. There's some other thing saying outlier. So you want to be able to do video duration where do you actually have data with YouTube where you can see what's working and see what's not working. So once you find the outlier, this is what you want to go ahead and do. So make sure it's recent outliers that you're looking at. Find the outlier that's like over 5x, and you want to take that format and you want to try it on a new audience. Like for example, I'm sure if you're looking at this thumbnail right here, so many people have done this type of thumbnails, and it's simply because they know how to do video ideas. I'm like, they know how to leverage YouTube data to work in your favor. Very important when you're starting out. Again, if none of these things make sense, I have so much content on this channel that you're watching on right now, literally explaining to you how to avoid the mistakes that beginners make and how you can actually go ahead and like quick start your YouTube automation journey. Speaking of quick start, another thing you can do is the trust filter, which I've talked about in like all the videos. But when you're starting the channel, you don't want to really start with brand new accounts. Most of the times to face a flat end because YouTube doesn't know who you are. They don't know if you're a root person or a bot farm. So he refuses to spend impressions, like finding out. That's why you can post videos that not really get impressions, which sucks. Not into any Lebanese, which sucks. So make sure that you're try your best to not start with a brand new account. That's why we give you the account that you can post on that only has this trust. If you don't have that, if we're not coaching you and you don't have that service, obviously the second best thing you can do is to use a personal account that you've had for a long time. I would recommend that. But yeah, so you got 10 weeks. And essentially, if you want us to help you, give you this head starts, we actually have a team that's done it over and over. We've literally done it over and over. You can find a lot more testimonials on the page as well. You can click around. There's a lot more here. A bunch more case studies here. Got 100K plaque, obscure this guy. We've helped tons of people do the exact same thing. So if you want to, like a team that's strongest over and over, go ahead and look a code. But you do want to understand, it doesn't hand you the monetization. You still have to earn it. You still have to post the videos. You still have to communicate with your team. You still have to review the videos they make, but it's like a head start. That's literally what it is. It's a head start. But yeah, if you love the source in this video, go ahead and subscribe. Going to be making a lot more videos again in the future. Comment down below whatever you want us to make your video on next. And if you want to check out hairstyle channels, apply on the first link in the description. If you qualify, that you get the head start. If not, no problem. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.